Hare Krishna. I'm Rajesh and I'm from Seven Kings area. I'm trying to serve Hinol Bhaktivriksha under the guidance of His Grace Manohar Nitai Chandra Prabhu and Her Grace Supriya Janai Mataji. I've been into Krishna consciousness for the last 5 years in UK. But before coming to know about ISKCON in UK, when I was in India in the year 2004, I went to one of the temples in Hyderabad, Sri Radha Madan Mohan Temple, with the help of my cousin. But I just used to worship the Lord, just like all normal other demigods. I didn't have much information about Supreme Personality of Godhead. But after that particular point in India, my journey took in a different direction. I was trying to come to UK in the year 2007, but unfortunately my visa was rejected. So I didn't understand why it was rejected, though I submitted all the papers and all the required documents. But I didn't know that the Lord had a different plan that particular time. So when I was in India during that period of rejection of visa, I need to learn a particular technology. So soon after learning that, in a matter of another 4 to 5 months, I came back to UK, and surprisingly, as soon as I came to UK, I got my first job on the same technology which I learned during the period when I when the visa was rejected. So then I understood, yes, maybe the Lord has a plan why He made that visa to reject, or make the decision to happen like that. And then I accepted and I was moving forward. But when I moved from first job, which I was doing in Reading, to the second one in Central and Thomson Reuters, that's where the journey of Krishna consciousness or ISKCON started effectively. Because the place where I was working in Central London near Tottenham Court Road, as we all know, there is a Soho temple there. So one day when I was working, when I was in my office place working, I could hear some Hare Krishna devotees, doing Harinam on the streets. Then, as a matter of curiosity, because until then I didn't knew that there is something like that in Tottenham Court Road. So, as a matter of curiosity, I peeped into the window and I saw many devotees were doing kirtan. So, it was lunchtime. I just followed them after my work, and then it led me to the ISKCON Soho temple. So, I was really happy because having the temple just beside a workplace. It's really a very nice experience. You can go in the middle in the lunchtime, take darshan, have prasad. So I really felt very blessed. So then I came across to Govinda's restaurant. So once I came across to Govinda's restaurant, it helped me very much because I used to buy a lot of prasadam there in the afternoon, and while I was finishing my work, I used to buy some and bring home as well. So it was really a wonderful journey of Krishna consciousness through Soho Temple and my work nearby. Though slowly, when I moved to Ilford to live in the year 2009, I used to go to East Ham quite a number of times, and I used to see occasionally some devotees standing outside the Akilant shop and some of the areas with little Krishna in the basket and standing by and distributing book and showing Aarti. So that time we used to visit Mahalakshmi temple in East Ham. So one day we came across, I think I saw Arvind Krishna Prabhu one day standing with the Lord Krishna, Damodar, outside Akilan temple. So as already knew about Krishna back in India and during my working at Thomson Reuters, I stood by, I stopped and I asked what it is. Then Prabhu explained me about auspicious of this Damodar month, and he asked me, you can show a lamp. Then I was quite happy. I showed the lamp. I think that was in the year 2010. But since 2010 until 2014, I didn't had any kind of encountering any ISKCON devotees very effectively. I remember once when I was working in Redbridge Council in Ilford High Street, when I went in the lunchtime, when I went out in the lunchtime, I could see some Matajis. They were sitting on the floor and they were doing kirtan. So then I thought, it's very nice, because earlier I had experience in Thomson Reuters, and now I'm seeing the same thing in ISKCON in Ilford. So I was really feeling some kind of maybe some connection is coming ahead going forward, because that's what the sequences all were laid down. And slowly, when we had our first child, Ashutosh, we used to get messages from one of the numbers saying that there are some Krishna conscious programs, Bhagavad Gita programs happening in Ilford Lane. Are you interested to come? But all the time, no, I never used to reply to them, because obviously they said somewhere in Ilford Lane. I was not sure about the place, and I was not aware of the things involved, and moreover, I didn't have transport. So with a little child, for quite a number of years, I was not replying to the message. But it was during the birth of our second child when we moved very effectively into Krishna consciousness. Because I think in the year 2013 November, just before 1 month, 1 month before my son's birth, second son's birth, there was a Damodar program, a house program nearby our place where we are currently living in. So they casually invited us, saying that Lord Damodar is coming to our house, you can come and show ghee lamp and aarti. So then we thought, okay, fine, let's go and see what it is. Then we visited the place. I think that time it was Manohar Nitai Chandra Prabhu who came along with Damodar to their house, and then he was explaining about the importance of Damodar, what we do generally, what the benefit we get. So at the end of the program, I think it was a half-an-hour program in their house. So at the end of the program, Manohar Prabhu casually asked, is anyone interested to invite Lord to your house and show a ghee lamp quickly? So I said, fine, as the house was nearby, just a couple of minutes away. I said, why don't you come to our house? Then that's when Manohar Nitai Chandra Prabhu, he came with a basket and Lord Damodar to our house. And that's the first time the Lord entered our house in 2013 November. So we all showed Aarti, and then Prabhu asked casually, who are we, where are we from, etc., etc. And he took our number, and I think we gave our number. And after that, slowly, because we initially, even back in India, we used to like bhajans a lot, because we used to do a lot of bhajans. So when I inquired the other day and the following months about the programs they are doing, they said that they will be doing Kirtan programs as well. So I think then what we did, it was in the year 2014. I think when my son was born in 2013 December, soon after the Lord's visit to our house. In fact, he was born in Rohini Nakshatra. So that's what we were thinking. All the situations, circumstances were favoring nearby. The association played a greater part in our lives through Krishna consciousness journey. We used to meet devotees occasionally. They used to do kirtans in our house, and then slowly, we had wonderful programs. Festivals were organized in the local area. We used to attend. Through association, we used to understand the importance of Krishna consciousness. Why it's very important to not being attached to the material things, and how to be focused on our aim. So we used to get a lot of insights, a lot of knowledge from the devotees around. And moreover that, slowly as we were involved in more and more associations, even the faith on the Lord also was very much increasing. So then I thought, yes, this might be the reason, or the importance why we need to be in the association of devotees. And then later on in the association, we went to many different trips, outside London, within London. That helped us to build strong relations, actually, like a big family. And so in all, this association played a great part in our lives to deepen our Krishna consciousness, our understanding of philosophy, and more importantly, the relations, how we should be, caring each other. I learned many aspects in the association of devotees. And moreover that, I used to remember one word what Raman Prabhu said on one of the retreats. When we are in association, generally, if some devotee is unable to do sadhana for some reason, it's always very helpful. The other member, other senior devotee will always be in touch with us. He will help us out, in the challenges we face, and they bring us up to the speed, or up to the practicing sadhana every day. So that was one of the major asset or benefit I felt being in the association of devotees. Like, whenever there is an issue, whenever there is a problem, they always used to be around us. They used to spend a lot of time with us, discussing with us, working on the solutions and providing practical solutions. So that way we felt a great difference with the association of devotees. When I started working in Ilford, as I mentioned earlier, I came across a few devotees in Ilford High Street distributing books. So it was the first time when I purchased Bhagavad Gita as it is by Srila Prabhupada, and then I brought home, and then it used to be in our altar, and we used to read from that particular time. I think it was in the year 2013 onwards, I think. So, and later on, as we got the association of devotees, as we started attending Bhakti Viksha programs, most importantly, we, with the help of senior devotees, senior guides, mentors, we used to learn a lot of why it's very important to read Prabhupada books. Then we slowly started reading small books, which, as advised by our seniors. Then, after started reading the small books, we really felt the how Prabhupada deeply connected the spirituality, the matter, with the material elements, and was trying to explain us what our real position is, and what our aim should be, and what we should all try to. So that's when the Prabhupada books made a deep impact on us in understanding the importance of the books. And then later on, slowly, we were all reading book after book, like PQPA, followed by Science of Self-Realization, Rajavidya. So in each and every book, wherever we took, Prabhupada was nicely explaining with analogies, which was a great help for us in understanding the philosophy. Because normally, when I'm basically an initial neophyte devotee, initial stages, it was very difficult to understand the philosophy or higher philosophy. But when Prabhupada was explaining very nicely with analogies, related to the material world, it was very, very easy in grasping the understanding of the teachings. And slowly, when we were involved in book distribution process, we always took that enthusiasm, thinking that when we could get so much of benefit from by reading Prabhupada books, why can't we share this with other people around? So that's how I myself, along with my wife and children, and along with the other Bhakti Viksha members and our Shiksha Gurus, we all used to go together to different areas, and we used to give books around. And moreover, when they didn't take or didn't respond, initially we used to feel a bit dejected, disappointed, thinking why they are not taking. But later on, as we understood from seniors, it will take time for people to connect to, and nothing to worry, you just need to proceed with your service without worrying about the result. That gave us a lot of encouragement, boost, to go around and distribute. There were many aspects in Krishna consciousness that helped us in our journey. I could name few, like for example, before coming to ISKCON, I've been serving or doing devotional things in different organizations. But the big difference, what I found between other organizations and ISKCON, is the way the devotees serve the Lord as well as fellow Vaishnavas, fellow devotees. I could see a lot of selfless service, without expecting anything in return. Very happily helping out each other, doing service to the Lord, doing service to the temple, and even at the same time spending an equal amount of time with the peers, with the junior devotees, to help them out to increase their spiritual consciousness. So that's what I really found very attracting in ISKCON, the selfless service. And moreover, they're doing with complete humble mood, not even thinking that I'm the doer. So there were really, really great things which we learned initially. And moreover that, the other thing which also inspired a lot in Krishna conscious journey was the Kirtan, because initially Kirtan we just used to just join and participate to some extent, but later on, as days progress and months progress, we could see why Kirtan is very, very important in this spiritual journey. Then slowly we started learning instruments from Krishna Kassa Prabhu and other devotees who helped us initially. So then we could really participate in Kirtan, and we could feel the real essence of the spiritual life. And then apart from this, with the help of His Grace Krishna Prabhu and Her Grace Emneshwari Mataji, conducting this Aarti programs in the morning and everyday morning Mangal Aarti programs, that also helped us a lot, because initially Aarti means in our regular days life before coming to ISKCON, we just used to do different times of the day, but we couldn't understand the exact meaning of the Aarti, what we do in other days. But after coming to ISKCON, we really understood the meaning of the Aarti, what we are trying to do, and what are we trying to offer in the early morning to the Lord, praising the Guru and Krishna. So that really helped us a lot, by being connected to the morning Mangal Aarti programs. And apart from this, the other important thing is the chanting, which helped us a lot in the Krishna conscious journey, because earlier we used to spend a lot of time, just passing the time like that. But after and moreover, the mind was deviated in many aspects. But after coming to Krishna consciousness, the mind started focusing at one place initially, coming down, slowing down our thoughts, anxieties, and that's how it helped us to focus more in the spirituality. So, and now I can imagine if they wouldn't have been chanting, how our situation would have been, especially in this lockdown situation where people are literally, banging their heads what to do, because they don't know how to, they can't find any ways to make use of this time. But being in ISKCON Krishna consciousness, we really are very, very thankful and grateful to Srila Prabhupada for giving this wonderful chanting, morning Mangalarti program, preaching, and many festival celebrations, because of which we are not even bothered about the external situations around us now. Otherwise, it would have been very, very difficult for us to cope up in the present scenarios. And not only this, the devotee care aspect inspired us a lot in the Krishna consciousness journey. One Vaishnava was caring for other Vaishnavas. Moreover, they were never been seeing there as junior, senior. They always used to treat everyone equally. So that was one of the important aspects I was inspired by. Being in Krishna consciousness, caring for others, devotees, helping out. Not only physical needs whenever they are facing challenges mentally. Any obstacles, they always used to be in the front, helping us at any point of the time, any point of the day. They always used to come forward. They used to spend hours together, in taking care of the needs, and helping out in growing spiritual. The big change in our lives after coming to ISKCON is taking part in the Bhakti Riksha program. I think the Bhakti Riksha first started in our house in 2015, initially by Supremaji, and then later on Hemant Prabhu started connecting with Riksha in our house. Then we could see a lot of change in our lives. We used to host in our house, the devotee used to come, and I don't know, somehow we used to feel a lot of spiritual happiness, unconditional happiness. We used to take part in the program, we used to prasadam, we used to feed the devotees, and moreover the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, very scientific teachings of Krishna consciousness really inspired us a lot. And basically soon after we found our children also taking part very actively, very, very much interested to Krishna consciousness programs. So later on, we all started expanding it more and more. We tried inviting many other members. They were coming slowly. And then not only this, the Bhakti Riksha program gave us many wonderful aspects actually. As I was saying earlier, the devotee care was one of the biggest thing which we learned and which we got inspired from Bhakti Riksha program, where how important it is to care our fellow devotees around us, the Vaishnavas, because everyone at the end of the day are souls. So, because the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, that's how the remark or the inspiration left on us. And moreover, after that, we started reading the bigger books in depth. With the help of the senior devotees, we started having reading clubs every week, once in every week. They used to read along with us. They used to explain us. They used to explain the philosophy. How to connect to the material world instead of just being philosophical side. So, and that really helped us to grow in the Krishna conscious journey. And after that, we also the one other thing we liked was the group chanting, the congregational chanting, because when we do initially on our own, yes, we can do to some extent, but over the period of time, there will be many deviations across until we become a pure devotee. But as we are in the initial stages, the group chanting, the congregational chanting helped us a lot in developing the faith for the holy name, like early morning chantings, where everyone used to get together, and we all used to unmute our phones. It was very nice hearing that positive vibration early in the morning. But somehow it used to fill us with a spiritual energy, and the day used to start well. And when we were getting the taste of all these things in Bhakti Riksha, many of our attachments to material things also slowly started subsiding. In fact, we couldn't find time in our journeys, in our spiritual journey itself. That's how slowly the Lord also, Prabhupada says, when we get into spiritual journey, automatically the material attachments will go away. So that's how we felt in our life as well. And slowly, and moreover in Bhakti Riksha, what we also do, not about just the philosophy, we also occasionally go on picnics, where we take our members, We try to live together in a nice environment, positive environment. We try to share the things with each other, and we used to learn from each other. In fact, that helped us to build a very big family around us, because earlier I used to be basically homesick. I always used to want to go to India every 6 months like that, because that much was a homesick with me. But later on, after coming to the Bhakti Vriksha program, the bigger program, then I felt really a bigger family here in UK. So since then, whenever I go to India, I feel, when should I come back to UK again? So that was the mood, it changed being in Bhakti Vriksha. So later on, we started with the help of senior devotees. We also started started facilitating Bhakti Vriksha programs to other members as well around us. And now we can see, even in this lockdown situation also, where people are, as I said earlier, people are literally scared, being, don't know what to do, how things will span out. But we, as being in the Bhakti Vriksha family, we literally are making use of this time to the very best. We are doing online preachings. We are trying to conduct festivals online. We are doing many competitions online, engaging children, adults, youth, and everyone. And moreover, in this journey, we are not even finding time at all. In fact, the 24 hours is becoming very, very short for us. So that's how we are very, very thankful to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for giving this wonderful Sankirtan moment, and then Srila Prabhupada taking that forward and giving this to Western countries, and through Guru and all the senior devotees of East London congregation, we are able to progress slowly, step by step, in Krishna consciousness journey. So hopefully, one day we all will try to make our family much bigger by engaging more members in the society and community, by sharing the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and helping this devotee needs, and building relations among the devotees in the community. So with this, I kindly request each and every one who is watching this video, you please do share this video to as many people as you can. And at the end of the day, we are all trying to inspire each other, and by sharing our experiences, realizations, and things what we're going to get with Bhakti Vriksha, and how genuine is this process, and how beneficial is this process in terms of our spiritual journey. And we are trying to build one bigger society, wherein everyone is happy, no jealous, no anger, everyone trying to live in humble, serving attitude. So yeah, this is what my request is from to all of you. So please spread this message of Bhakti Vriksha to as many as you can, and try helping others also to taste this nectar of Krishna consciousness as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much again for giving this wonderful opportunity. And I finally want to thank you, His Grace Arvind Krishna Prabhu, and Her Grace Yamneshwari Mataji, and His Grace Manol Nityananda Prabhu, and Her Grace Supriya Janay Mataji, and all other senior devotees, for giving you a wonderful association to all of us as a family and an individual, and helping us put in the right path of spiritual, Krishna conscious path. So thank you very much again. Thank you. We are really eternally indebted to all of you. Hare Krishna.